Hey everyone, how's it going? Just going to do a little breakdown of the indicators that I use when trading. This is not to say you should use them, shouldn't use them. I'm going to do like the ones I actually use, and then I'm going to do the ones I think you should use when you start using SMC. So basically, I use this RSI. Ignore this. This is just I sometimes use that. That's just a completely different kettle of fish. Do not confuse yourself. It's more me trial and erroring. So do not confuse yourself with the RSI. But basically, I only use three. This is my trading checklist. Boom, there we go. Hey. Now, this is my trading checklist. I'll run over this quickly, actually. So this is what I look for when entering a trade. Has it interacted with a higher time frame zone? Has the entry taken liquidity 4 hour and 15 minute? Who is in control? That negates me from taking reversals. Is it pro order flow or counter order flow? Like at the moment, we've got pro order flow. This is bullish order flow. For it to turn counter order flow, I'd want it to see it like break that and then switch. So if it's counter order flow, wait for the floor to be respected on the 15 minutes. Does it make sense? Is there any liquidity in the leg? Does the zone need to be swept to provide the liquidity? You'll learn all about that whenever you learn to trade in Phantom, hopefully. Has it confirmed on the lower time frame, PDRA? These are all just stuff what would not make sense to you at the moment. So I'll just knock that one off. That's just what I use, but yeah, it's pretty good. But yeah, what I use this fair value gap. And the reason I have that, as you can see, is sometimes we get reactions off them. And like this one here, you got a slight reaction off it. But you do sometimes get them, and it's just for me. You don't need to have these. I just like to look at them. I like to see where they've printed because I know sometimes price has to revisit a fair value gap like this, like all these. They were fair value gaps, and now they've been revisited. Sometimes I think was it today there was a trade I took. Yeah, with this trade here, that would have been my zone. This would have been my zone, but I wouldn't have got tagged in. But if you noticed, there's a gap just below there. You know what I mean? Let's get rid of that now. But yeah, just below that wick and that, there was a gap, and that was just below my demand zone. So I thought, yeah, supply zone, sorry. So I thought, well, I know my data, I know what I've back tested, so I looked in that and entered. As you see, the trade didn't fully work out, but I cashed it out around here, I think. I think it was around here. So yeah, good trade, really. Good risk management. The second one is the sessions. I only use this really to show me this session here, but you can put on London and New York. Look, so then you've got New York, London. So you've got the session. You've got the sessions. You can see which way it's trended up. I use a lot of trading within the. I use the Asia liquidity to be targeted a lot of the times. So yeah, that's pretty good one to use. We've also got Sydney. You can change the time zone, visibility. You can make it show on whatever you want. It's you can get the trend line up here. There you go, trend line, mean VWAP. Yeah, I don't know what the VWAP is. I'm not that. Yeah, so there we go. I'm gonna take that off now. But yeah, that's really all I use. And then I just use this called the DR V1.5. This is the daily range. I use this a lot in my trading because I know, like, look at these areas. This is just something that can happen. Revisited these areas. This was a bit of a. This is why I actually shut this trade down because this was a bit of a bit that took liquidity here. We could say it was a bit of a demand zone. Could be a sign for reversal. I wanted it to come down here before it reversed, but it didn't. It did that, but it was near the middle of the daily range. You sometimes get a lot of price hanging around. Like, look at this here, this line here. That was the top of the daily range. Come back, revisited that, and then shot off again. So you've got to use that in your training, but that's just a lot of looking and testing. But yeah, I'm going to go on to the beginners bits of what you should look for when starting trading. The main one, I'll get rid of most of these. Right, boom, boom, boom. I'll go through these one at a time. Let's get rid of that. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. get rid of. Well, you've seen that one, fair value gap, so I'll get rid of that. But basically, this one, smart money concepts, Lux Algo. I do a lot of these. They do them all. Lux Algo. You get a lot of what's it called? Indicators. Lost my words then. A lot of indicators within Lux Algo. So yeah, as you can see on this now, it'll tell you when you get a change of character. Obviously, you've got to know what's what. If it's going to be like a sweep, like that says a change of character, but that was actually a sweep, and that'll bring me on to the next one. But yeah, it's pretty good when you're marking it. You'll also get your demand zones. Like we're trending up now, so you've got your demand zones to look to trade from. You need to have a bit of discretion with this. It's not fully telling you what you're going to do. But when I first started trading, this was it's like having stabilizers on. You know what I mean? You're not going to probably get the best air. You're not going to be able to do jumps and do like a backflip. Maybe you can with stabilizers on, but you're not going to do mountain biking with stabilizers on. But it's going to help you get to where you need to go. It's going to keep you stable. So you're going to be looking. So now you're looking at this week high. Right, cool. Come to the 4 hour. Yeah, week high. Big demand zone down here. Break of structure. You know what I mean? It was trending down, trending down. It started trending up. We had this change of character here. Break of structure. Strong low here. So yeah, you'll understand all this. I am not your mentor. This is just a little help video to help you get going. So the next one we have is liquidity swings. Now after liquidity swings, now we can just see where they come on here. After liquidity swings, this is what I use in my trading a lot, where you have the swing and then the price reverses. Like this was one today. Definitely one. That's what I was trying to get involved with. As you can see, you got this structure, it's trending up, but it's trended down, but all it was doing was grabbing the liquidity from under this bit here. It swept that, and then it carried on going up. Obviously, you thought it would change the character, thinking, oh, maybe that's going to then reverse down, which it can do. I'm not going to say it's not, but it's a liquidity sweep. So you know if that indicator is taking a liquidity sweep, it's like, oh, well, price is going to start going up. So you then start looking for price to head up. So yeah, that's that one. Trend lines, you don't have to use this. I don't use trend lines in a SMC. You don't really use them. It's just to help you see the trend of the market. Obviously, you can look at it. What's going on here? I don't know how to knock them off. But yeah, so you've got your little trend line coming up here. You can also like see, yeah, oh, is it going to break that? If it breaks that and then makes a supply zone, then you could use it in that way. I just have it on just as a like, right, this is where it's going, it's getting close to the trend. But you don't have to use that. You don't use that normally in SMC. You look for your zones here. Look to trade from that. Also, another one that you don't really need to use, but it's pretty cool. Support and resistance. Obviously, everyone's probably heard of support and resistance when they're getting into trading. And I do you actually come to this sometimes because obviously you see you got a bit of resistance here. Like that could touch that and then keep going up. If there is a demand zone there, I've done it a few times. Let me try and find an example quickly. So yeah, you've had this bit of like supply here, like it's holding, and then you've had a sweep of it, and it's carried on up. You know what I mean? You've had a liquidity sweep, support and resistance zone, and then carried on going up. Look to get in. Where's another one? Another example. This one also, it didn't come down, but as you can see, we would have had this would have been a demand zone here. Obviously, the blue line, that would be a demand zone, but it's also a support and resistance. If that would have come down to here, that would have been good sign to maybe enter and keep going. So yeah, they're just the indicators you could use while you are learning how to trade. I think the smart money concepts one is an absolute must, and the liquidity swings, get used to that when you're starting off. Maybe not so much the trend lines and support and resistance, but if you go with them two to start, that'll definitely keep you going and make you see, all right, yeah, that's what I'm looking for. Because a lot of the time, like I said with this one, a lot of traders might have thought, oh, right, cool, I'm gonna look to go long now. I'm gonna look to go long. That's like a change of structure. That's your new demand zone. You're like, right, great, yeah, this one there is gonna rock it down and take that. But not necessarily, because look, you've had the full it's trending up. So you've got to make sure it's gonna like hold and stuff, and that's more than likely because it's took that. It's a liquidity sweep and it's gonna rifle up. So yeah, it's all playing about with it. You've got to know what you're looking for and stuff. So yeah, hope this helped. Like I say, I'm no videographer. I'm nothing really in means of teaching anyone. I'm just trying to help you along, and I thought it'd be quicker to make a video than to write this full thing out. So yo, see you on the next one if I do make another one because I hate doing videos.